Welcome back to another fantastic episode of Let's Play Legend of Legaia. Hope you all have had a fantastic week. We have had quite the eventful week this week. But before we get into that, I do have to talk about something. Last week, we went to the Soren city, and we found a guy that sold arts. And then we went to the... the flying fortress, and we found the book for him, and then we forgot to bring it to him. So before we do conquer him, which I'm really excited to do conquer him because it's a really cool part of the story, we got to go get these arts and see what they're all about. Hey, you found the Soren secrets. Give it to me. I'll read it to you. Ah, yes. Now, shall I read it to you? So, you already know the Pyro Pummel, eh? Oh, I can't get that one. Tempest Break. That sounds amazing. Electro Thrash. Alright. I'm excited to see Tempest Break. Can this guy actually... Yeah. Just take me back over to conquer him. And he gave me another door to wind. Felix, thank you so much for the 2 months, my man. Welcome back. So yeah, we've had quite the week this week. In terms of speedrunning, this has probably been the best week of my life in terms of speedrunning. Monday, I got a time in Celeste Seasides that, by all rights, I should have never gotten. I don't even know how to, explain how ridiculous that time is, but I was averaging about 15 to 20 deaths on every seaside run, and was nowhere near contention for 3rd or 4th place, but I was working my way up, and then just magically got a 2nd place time with 1 death, and the 1 death was super not punishing. But what's crazier about it is that the world record was never something I was going for anyways. I was going for safer strats. Oh, I should have rested at the end. I was going for much safer strats because I want to implement those strats into other categories. So I wasn't even really going for world record. I was going for maybe, Pipe Dream get 2nd place. And I just magically smashed it way before I should have ever even been in contention. So, that was pretty wild. And then yesterday, we got a 127 flat in New Game Plus, which the world record was 128.12, I think, at the time. And I was hoping to maybe just barely slip under 128.12 and get the world record, and then I was really hoping that maybe I could just barely squeak out a 127. And then I got a 127 flat and beat the world record by over a minute. So, it's been quite a week. I pretty much finished 2 categories that I planned on running for the next couple weeks, because C-sides I'm done. I moved on to A-sides. In New Game Plus, unless something is found, I think I'm just going to stick to that 127. Which something might be found, because something's been found every week for the past, 2 months, but... Yeah, I essentially, demolished 2 categories that I was still planning on running for a while. Alright, let's see Tempest. Tempest Break. And Electro Thrash. Oh my. Yeah, that was some damage. Nori. Tornado Flame. Had to get one Tornado Flame in. It's not a Legaia stream until we get a Tornado Flame. Yeah, I don't know. It's actually pretty nice that I did finish at least the Final Fantasy VII run before vacation. Because, like, I don't know, muscle memory tends to stick with me. Like, I'm not worried about Celeste when I go on vacation. I'll come back after a week and, you know, be able to do more runs. But Final Fantasy VII's a bit weird. It's like longer and, like, has a lot more memorization in it. And if I take a week off, I'll be, like, really, really rusty coming back to it. I'm much more rusty with memorization runs than I am, muscle memory runs whenever I take a break from them. I have an original Fat Daddy PS2. I can't remember if there was one that was fatter than that. I don't think so. I think this is the original PS2. It's always hard with Sony consoles because they have so many different versions of their consoles, but I think PS2 just had the two, right? The regular and the slim. And the slim is pretty obvious. It's super tiny. Yeah. Yeah, so this is indeed the Fat Daddy. They did, so they had the original PS1, and then they made, a lot later they made another version of the PS1, right? Which a lot of people like to call the PSX, which is just kind of smaller. And then the PS2 had just the PS2, and then a long time later they made the Slim. The PS3 is when they really got out of control and made like 72 different versions. Then the frustrating thing about the PS3 was that the first version was the best. At least in terms of stuff it could do, because the original had backwards compatibility with PS2 games. Some of the other versions were nice, though. They were a bit more reliable. Holy cow, how much health does this thing have? Oh, get countered. Yeah. So if you remember last week, we just got the item from the from Noah's dad, and we have to go back in time because it isn't a JRPG without time mechanics, right? But the time mechanics in this game are quite good. They're not as intrusive. The only thing we do, our only mission is to go back and get the tier. We're not like changing history. At least not that I remember. Also, this is a big yikes. Give me that spoon. I don't know a lot about Doctor Who, but I think, like, when it comes to time mechanics, the less confusion, the better, you know? Like, time mechanics can be cool, but you gotta make sure it's not, like, super confusing. I think, like, when you get to, like, butterfly effect stuff, that's when it's like, okay, this is too much. If you just go back in time to, like, learn something new about the story, then it's alright. Or if you go back in time to get, like, one specific thing, and you don't affect the whole course of history. It also works better when the entire game is based around it, like Chrono Trigger. It doesn't work as well when you have like a totally normal game and then they're like, we're gonna go back in time to stop the villain from ever being born, and then it's like, okay. It's hard to follow sometimes. I don't know, the thing about Chrono Trigger is like, it messed around with time stuff a lot, but it did it in a way that was like, not, they didn't protrude on each other too much, you know? Like, you had each time period and there was something happening in each time period, but it was pretty rare that you did something in one time period and it affected the other time period unless that was actually the puzzle. So I don't know, it just kind of worked better. And everything that happened in Chrono Trigger, you didn't really have to be explained. Like, it made sense, you know? Like, I don't know, there's something about Chrono Trigger that they just did a really good job, like, letting you know what was going to happen before it happened, so it wasn't confusing. I think where time mechanics get bad is where, like, you go back in time and you change something, and then you go back to the present time, and then the characters have to stop and explain, like, well, you see what happened was we touched this matchbox when we went back in time, and because we touched the matchbox, someone saw it who wasn't going to see it before, and now they saw it, and then they were like, oh, I know, I'll use the matchbox to burn down this building, and then because the burning burned down, your dad died, and you're like, what? Okay. You know, like, if they have to stop and explain it, it's all bad. But, like, in Chrono Trigger, it was super obvious. You would go back and do something, and then you'd be like, oh, I know how this is going to affect the future. Like, normally you would know the answer before you actually went and saw it. So, I don't know. It just worked really well in Chrono Trigger. And it works pretty well in this game, too, as far as I remember. I think they use it mostly as just a device to explain the past. Which I really like, because it's so much more interesting going back in time and watching the events instead of just having some NPC tell you, you know? Like, they could have just had Noah's parents tell us what happened in Conquerum, but instead we have to go back and see it with our own eyes. So, like, that makes it so much cooler, you know? Vaughn, over here! Put the Saru Flame here! How do we get to it? Vaughn, look! That mirror is the door to the past. So that's it. It's time to go to the past. I like how there was no, like, effect. They just kind of walked through. Now suddenly we're flying. Noah, listen. In the world of the past, you will meet your parents when they were young. But no matter what happens, you must never tell them who you are or what will happen in the future. Do you understand? This is very important. If you do, you will only create chaos that will benefit the Mist and its allies. Mom, I'm your daughter from the past, and you're going to be a giant evil flower in the future. That was easier than I thought, so this is the Conqueror of the past. Quick, let's find the Nemesis gem. Also, this song is pretty chill. Look at how pretty this castle is without all the evil flowers. You are strangers here. You must be travelers. If you are travelers, then you must know Ratayu, correct? You don't, eh? Then you are no use of me. Leave me at once. So this is Dohati, by the way. The guy that we fought before. Ratayu possesses the technology to raise gigantic Seru. I want that technology for Conquerum. And that's Zito. The new weapon is indeed good news. It's a blessing. With this new weapon, we can magnify the power of our Seru and destroy Sol. But King Nebular is too cautious. He says he won't permit its use unless the demonstration tomorrow is a success. This foot dragon will only make things far worse for us in the war. So they're starting to put together all the pieces now. You got Dohati and Zito here, and this is during the war between Sol and Conquerum. And we're going to see how all this went down. And look at that. It's the Delilah's family. They were the original protectors of the king. And look at that, it's Zora. Ooh, items of the past. That won't change time, right? When we go back to the future, one of these guards is going to have 4 less power because we took his water. Where's my power water? Can I go item shopping in the past? Same items. Things haven't changed. Just between me and you, or you and me, I'm worried about the unveiling of the new weapon tomorrow. I have a bad feeling about it. That's why I came for medicine. That guy knows what's up. All my sons went to war. I'm so lonely here now. Oh, big rib. Can I take your stuff? Thanks. See you later, losers. Why bother opening the doors if you can phase through them? I'm telling you, Prince Court, you listening? Prince Court, he's young, but by gosh, he's great. Of course, Buron monks. They exist in every time period. Let me use this on Vaughn, so hopefully you can start going before Gala. Let's go to Neek. Hard mode is pretty fun, yeah. It's really challenging. Which I was really happy to see that they put some challenge into the game. Yes, I'm a florist. Okay, I didn't ask. Oh man, they got the strong stuff in the past. But I have no money. What are you hiding back here? Secrets? Or like coffins? I don't know what the heck's going on back here. This guy's like, you can't leave, that'll destroy the time. All the time. Time will cease to exist if you leave. 10,000 G's a night! But you can stay for free. Because of the mirror scene, it's impossible to beat this game on PS3. You mean if you put it in a PS3, if you put the disc in PS3? I'll have to check that out. That would really be a shame, because this game is already so hard to get a hold of. And it doesn't have a built-in, it doesn't have a digital port on PS3 or anywhere, actually. That'd be a shame if the only way to beat it is on PS2. Or PS1. Wake up everyone, the demonstration of the new weapon is about to begin. Oh, this is going to be great. It's going to win us the war. My son, Prince Court, has at last completed his new weapon. Court calls it the Mist. I hereby present this new weapon to the people of Conquerum. What could go wrong? By the way, did you notice that Court is their son? Meaning, this is Noah's brother. The Mist is a special gas that makes the Seru many times more powerful. Prince Court and Jet, in the lab under the castle, will now open the door to the Seru world. Using an elixir from the home of the Seru, we have created a new substance. That substance is the Mist. A new weapon that amplifies the power of the Seru. When released into this cylinder, the Mist will turn the soldiers into mighty warriors. That soldier looks very scared. He's like, I don't know about this. Gentlemen, from his laboratory, Prince Court says he is ready. Look well at the power of Conquerum's new weapon, the Mist, the pride of Conquerum. How'd they get this guy to go in the cylinder? They must have paid him a lot of money. I don't believe it. They're going to use the Mist as a weapon of war. Vaughn, I don't like this. That person has gone mad. It's out of control. We use too much Mist. Turn it off now, quickly. I can't, Prince Court. The emergency shut-off switch isn't working. Of course it's not. If we don't do something, it'll explode. Oh, it exploded. Oh, look! A perfect weapon of war. Look, guys, we're gonna win the war now. I knew something like this would happen. The mist just can't be controlled by humans. Listen, everyone, to the underground, quickly! We must turn off the mist. Let's go to the laboratory and turn off the mist. You're right, Noah. We can't desert the people of Concrum like this. Let's go in there. Get more strong. No? Oh, that's a recurring theme. Ever since the very first Seru monster you see in the game, he like walks up to a woman, knocks her over, and then like pecks at her butt. That's like the very first scene you see in the game. Kisetsu. Questionable laser. See the bit golden. I think another reason why the past mechanics work in this game, well, I guess it's kind of semi-spoilery, so I'll wait. I guess it's kind of obvious, but basically, like, what we do in the past only affects Concrum. So, like, in other games that have time mechanics, you know, it kind of affects everything, and then you get this butterfly effect where it's like, okay, well, if you completely destroyed this, then how does that not affect this, and yada yada. But in this game, the past only affects Concrum, and that's it, so it's a little easier to grasp. It's kind of all just in this one area, this one dungeon. And again, your purpose is clear, you know. It's not like we're going to the past to, like, save everyone. We're just going to the past for the gem, and that's it. So it's a lot more clear objective. How's it going, Fat Steve? I still need a slippery. I don't think I've gotten one yet. Ooh. Get up. Did he say Wookie? Yeah, I still haven't gotten one. I'll try to get this one. SRW. I'm blanking on what that is at the moment. Get up! I can't get a slippery. Meh. Super Robot Wars. No, I don't think so. How's it going, Carlos? How's it going, Waldo? Sorry, you said hi earlier and I missed it. How's it going? Do I give him the old odd dimension treatment? Oh no, odd dimension is pretty expensive. Yeah, why not? Oh, okay, well, I one-shot that one. See you, Chimp. That attack is the best. I love that, like, the actual wolf thing doesn't do anything. Like, he just kind of appears and then it just happens. He doesn't even do any, like, voodoo. He's just kind of like, here I am, boom. I don't know where the basement is. I'll have to start looking around. I did a whole, like, 45-minute review of it, Carlos, on YouTube. That would be the best place for you to see. TLDR, I loved it. Oh, not the toxic. That sounds pretty cool. I had an old, I think it was PS... I think it was N64. I had a robot game. That was one of those, like, robot simulation type games. Where you're kind of, like, moving around in a robot with, like, robot tank controls. That was pretty fun. He sucks. So one of the funniest things about this game is get up, the ridiculous amount of what's the word I'm looking for? Conspiracies about how to get Seru in this game. If you Google, like, how do I absorb Seru easier, you will find dozens of different answers, almost all of which are false. It reminds me of, like, Aerith conspiracies back in the day. You'll just find so many different things, like Has to be the last enemy. The last hit has to be a Raseru hit. The last hit has to be an art hit. Intelligence is a factor. Luck is a factor. The amount of damage you do is a factor. It's like just a million different things. According to some of the Legaia experts I've talked to, the only things that affect it are if it's the last enemy alive, your intelligence stat, and whether or not you have a book equipped. But I'm not so sure about the intelligence one. The other two I'm pretty sure are right. And I'm pretty sure everything else is a conspiracy. Check out this Vaughn combo. Never mind. Oh, okay, good, you didn't kill him. Check out this Vaughn combo. Nice. Stream title should be different. If you didn't refresh the page since yesterday, then it probably still says the same thing. We absolutely demolished world record by over a minute, CJ. It was probably like the most incredible speed run I've ever had, other than the Seaside run that I had on Monday. It's an absolute dream. I was actually about to say something about the Mew truck. The Mew truck is a great video game conspiracy. Alright, can I get a slippery? That would be cool. You know what? I'm bringing out the Zappy boy. It's actually on YouTube. It just went up like an hour ago. You can go check it out. I actually uploaded it overnight because I wanted it up like right away. I play Super Nintendo games all the time. I'd like to do a whole marathon of Super Nintendo games because it's the console I missed out on as a kid. But I play them all the time. We have an entire Chrono Trigger playthrough on YouTube. It's part of this Let's Play series. You never heard of the Mew truck? So back in the day of the first ever Pokemon games, Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow, there was this conspiracy because everyone figured that Mew was in the game somewhere because there was like a spot for Mew in the Pokedex, and I think someone had even like found out that Mew was possible to get because they had seen like there had been games with Mew on it, so they knew that Mew like existed in the game's code, but there didn't seem to be any like way you were supposed to get Mew, and there, as far as I know, there still isn't. There still isn't a like developer intended way to get Mew. It was only supposed to be like Game Shark. But anyways, there was this conspiracy going around that there was a way to get Mew, like, developer intended some way. And probably the most popular conspiracy was that there was this truck next to the ship in, man, it's been a while. It was Lieutenant Surge's city. I can't think of the name of the city. But it was next to that, the SSAM. Yeah, Vermilion City. It was next to the SSA, and there's this truck, and someone had made a YouTube video that was like, it was a ruse, but they like got into a fight right behind the truck. You're supposed to use strength on the truck and move the truck, and then you got into a fight with Mew. It was a big, like, it was a ruse. Someone had created the video. I don't know how they did it back then, but they somehow edited the video together to make it look like it was real, but it wasn't. But that was like the biggest conspiracy, was that you could get Mew by pushing that truck. Oh, of course! Of course! Terra gets it. Yeah, it was just like all the Aerith conspiracies that came out. But, yeah, probably the funniest thing is that now there's plenty of ways to get Mew in the originals. As far as I know, there's still no intended way to do it, though. The intended way was either Game Shark or what Solid said, where you got it like for being at the movie premiere. But there's a ton of ways to do it. A ton of ways to do it now. The trainer fly glitch is the easiest way. You can get Mew in like a few minutes doing the trainer fly thing. What a mess you got me into. There are things like that look like Raseru eggs coming out of that hole. Terra, what's going on? Why are Raseru eggs coming out of that hole? That hole leads to the sealed Rogue's Tower on the frontier of Serukai. Those are alter egos of rogues, Rebel Raseru. They have the same properties as Raseru eggs. The mist generator here is a primitive one. With our strength, we may stop it temporarily, but unless we cut off the flow of that material, the mist generator can't be shut off completely. In other words, we have to cut off the source. We must destroy Rogue's Tower. That will stop the flow and stop the mist. Rogue's Tower. The rogues are evil Raseru who plotted a rebellion against Teague 1,000 years ago. There's only one thing to do, Vaughn. We must destroy the head rogue in Rogue's Tower. We can't destroy the mist of the future unless we destroy the mist here. You must be careful. We can't return here unless we defeat the rogues. And one more thing. Before you go to Rogue's Tower, make sure you are fully prepared for battle. Oh, I'm prepared. Yeah, there's plenty of ways to get Mew now. I think there's like a missing number way to do it. Like I said, the trainer fly is the super easy way to do it. I think there's a couple other ways. And you can also just Game Shark Mew. Do you wish to jump into the vortex and go to Rogue's Tower? You're dang right. Whee! Oh, look! Vaughn, look at that! It's a piece of a rogue. That's right, it's a rogue fragment. So that has the same power as a Raseru? I guess I still have a lot to learn about Seru. The Serukai is a world beyond human comprehension. In Rogue's Tower, is Rogue Tower in the Serukai? What kind of place is it? Rogue's Tower is part of Serukai, but the tower itself is the body of a rogue. The rogues were once Raseru and they can hear what we say. That's why we can't say anything more. But don't worry, instead of talking, I'll concentrate on protecting you from Rogue's evil. So welcome to Rogue's Tower. Everyone's favorite teleport dungeon. What is this, Saffron City? That was the one with the teleporter puzzle, right? So this place is awesome because I think like there's nothing but Seru enemies here. If I remember correctly. Oh, let's check out Slippery. Oh my god, it takes 110 MP! He does attack all enemies though. I really want a Slippery with Gala now. Deadly Rain. Oh my god. That was with Noah, who has like no magic. I have to get a Slippery with Gala, dude. He would do so much damage. Thanks, Magi. Yeah, that run was truly incredible. So, here's what we're doing. We're giving Gala a book. Because I want Slippery on Gala real bad now. Oh, I forgot you can equip the Seru Flame. But I'd rather consume 50% less AP than get more AP. As far as I know, ending your attack with anything doesn't increase your chances. I think if I jump in these portals when the screen's all goofy, it makes it worse. Oh, I made it. There's a chest, though, I kind of want. Do I try to get that chest? Is it worth being stuck in this room? For a long time? Nah, let's just do it. I have no idea where I'm going. Oh, yes. Double Slippery. That's what I want to see. Ah, it's still there. Yeah, I remember as a kid thinking that the Mew thing was just like a complete myth. And then I did the trainer fly thing to get Mew. And I remember like seeing Mew and seeing that like not only is it Mew and it actually looks like Mew and has stats like Mew, but like it even had a Pokedex like thing and everything. And I was like, wow. It really is, like, for real. I thought that was, like, the coolest thing. Wow, get wrecked. No, wait. That's not good. He counterattacked the slippery I wanted to kill. Dang it. I got played. Alright, no more attacking, Vaughn. Wait. Epic combo. I'll never forget my grandmother bought me, she didn't, my grandma like didn't understand how card games worked at all. And she went to some card trader place and she bought like 20 copies of that Mewtwo. I forget which version it was. It wasn't like a super rare one or anything, it was just the standard like Mewtwo. But it was first edition. It was first edition of like the standard Mewtwo card. And she didn't understand how card games work, so she just bought like 20 of them and she gave 10 to both me and my brother. And we were like, thanks. What do we do with these? Yeah, it was like the promo first edition Mewtwo that's worth like nothing now. Because it wasn't a good card. Get up! Come on, Gala.